Howdy, howdy. Happy Thursday night. It is the unofficial beginning of the weekend. That's what I consider Thursday. I cannot wait for Friday. It has been one incredibly busy week. It is Thursday night, June the 15th. I just thought I'd do the little sunglasses intro. That may or may not have worked. I don't know. But sometimes you got to try different things from time to time. But it is Thursday night, and it is a great day because I had a great day at work. And in the middle of that workday, I saw across my Twitter feed and on the Criterion Collection site, took a peek over there and saw that the Criterion Collection had a little update for us. So a little Criterion birdie came along and told us that we have some exciting titles coming in the month of September. And man, I tell you what, this is a really exciting release slate. So I'm looking forward to talking about these titles. I want to hear what you all think about these titles, but there are several of these that I'm very interested in picking up very soon after they come out. I'm not sure if they'll wait for the November sale or if I'll pick them up in the month of September, but these are titles that I'm definitely interested in picking up. Speaking of the November sale, that is coming up in a few months, but in about a few weeks' time, very soon, we're going to be getting, hopefully, fingers crossed, the July Barnes & Noble 50% off Criterion Collection sale. So I'm excited about talking about these titles and sharing what I think about these September titles that are coming out and hearing your reaction to them. But I'll also be sharing some more Criterion Collection recommendations during this time together this evening. This is the second stream of the week for me. It's very rare that I would do more than one stream in a week. Certainly very rare that I would do consecutive nights. So last night I did our 70s Film Frenzy Part 3. So if you haven't caught that on the channel, definitely check that out. The 70s is my favorite decade of cinema. So been doing a series on this channel talking about 70s films. So check out 70s Film Frenzy when you get a chance. But tonight, it's all about talking about the Criterion Collection titles that are coming out in the month of September. So as you may or may not know, the Criterion Collection, typically around the middle of each month, they will come out on their website or on Twitter, and they will announce the upcoming titles coming out 3 months from that time. So today is June the 15th. So they are announcing the titles that they're going to release in the month of September, and it is an exciting slate. So let me just give a little quick overview of what is coming our way. I got my notes here, and man, there's a lot of excitement to talk about this month. We got 5 titles coming in the month of September. 4 of those 5 titles are 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo packs. So every month I'm wondering, are we going to get more 4K releases from Criterion? Big green check to that. Huge, huge thing. Are we getting new filmmakers in the collection? Well, we're getting 2 new filmmakers in the collection. So these are new filmmakers or directors who have never had one of their films come into the Criterion Collection. We have 2 more filmmakers coming in, and we have several countries represented in these titles. So we've got, of course, the good old US of A, which is where I live here in the Atlanta metropolitan area in the great state of Georgia, the Peach State here in the United States. We have the US, France, Italy, Yugoslavia, United Kingdom, and Australia. So we've got several countries represented in this slate of 5 titles. So we're going to get into these titles in just a moment. But before we do, I want to see who all is out there. Who is out there as we're getting ready to put a big red bow on this work week. It has been a busy week for me. Don't know what it's been like for you. I hope you've had a great week so far, but I am very much looking forward to Father's Day weekend. So want to give advance Father's Day wishes to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day. And of course, my dad has been with the Lord for a number of years. He went on to be with the Lord in the year 2004. And there's hardly a day that goes by that I don't think about him. And so definitely think about him, not only on Father's Day, but all the time. So, but yeah, happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. But let's see who is out there in the chat. We have, of course, Mr. Adrian from across the pond. So, Adrian, it must be just past midnight for you. I think you're about 5 hours ahead over there in England. So Hope you're doing well. Hello to you. Internet user, how are you doing? Hello, saying hello to everyone. Mr. Dell, how are you doing, sir? Caught your great conversation yesterday with Miss Jess Johnson. That's a great movie swap conversation. That is great movie swap series that Dell has going on his channel. So really enjoy those. And I had a chance to be on his channel about a month ago talking about a couple movies. So that's a fantastic series, Movie Swap. Jordo's saying, hey, friends. Hello, Jordo. Culture Trini, how are you doing? You doing all right? Jordo saying hello to Trini. Laren, how are you doing? Good, and good evening to you as well. Hope you're doing well. All right. Ethan is saying he is most excited about The Trial. I've only ever seen it on a terrible public domain VHS tape. Okay. Yeah, that's I love that you mentioned that, Ethan, because that reminds me of I think that the day and age that we live in, where we're looking at these great films restorations and this great film restoration work and this high definition technology that we're able to view these films, whether it's on the Blu-ray format 1080p or even the 4K Ultra HD format, we are able to see and enjoy these movies in fantastic formats and editions that I think is just phenomenal. It's a great way for us to be able to experience these films. And I love the great work of film restoration and bringing those or rescuing those films that would otherwise be lost forever, restoring those films so that we can see those great movies. But when you see examples like that, where you can see, here's a movie I love, I've seen it on this old VHS format or this old DVD format, and it looks awful. It's not restored. It's super grainy. It's dirty. The specks flying everywhere on the print or on the film. And to see that compared to nice restored editions on Blu-ray or 4K really helps you to appreciate, the age that we live in today. Alfred Hitchcock is my favorite director of all time, and I have an old Mill Creek DVD set of a lot of his films, and they're not restored at all. They're horrible quality. And so every now and then I sort of pop one of those in the player and play it, and then play one of my Criterion editions that have been restored on Blu-ray and get that comparison. And it's a nice little comparison to remind ourselves how fortunate we are in this day and age. So I'll get off that soapbox. But anyway, so glad I held off on buying Walkabout. I join you in that, Jordo. I've seen Walkabout in Barnes and Noble for years. I would go through the selection, and I would look at Walkabout and I would think, should I pick that up? Maybe next sale. Then the next sale will come around. Should I pick that up? Maybe next sale. Now I'm glad I waited because we're getting a new edition of that we'll talk about shortly. See, My Fire Videos. Hey, good evening. Good evening, My Fire. Hope you're doing well. Alan says good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Alan. Mr. Island 007100. Hey, everyone. How are you doing? Good to see you, as always. Adrian saying hello to everyone. Laren saying hello to Adrian. Hope you're doing well today. Laren, yeah, Adrian is doing well. It is Friday for you now, Adrian. So it is still Thursday night for us. Rest in peace to Pop James, and happy Father's Day to you and him. Yes, thank you, Jordan. Thank you. And these holidays, they hit people in different ways. There are we remember our fathers, whether they're still with us or they have gone on. We remember them and are thankful, to them, because I'll never forget the things that he taught me and the things that he said to me that I will take to my grave. So I try to instill some of that in my son. And I kind of am reminded of some of the challenges I probably gave to Mr. Senior Merritt myself when I was his age. So, but yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody. Mr. Wright UK. Oh, okay. 009. Okay. Hi, James. Hello. How are you doing, sir? Laren says hello to Jordo. A lot of people saying hello to each other. See, hi, Laren. I'm great. Thanks. I hope everyone's having a great Thursday night. And Jordo's saying, I bought Studio Canal's 4K The Trial a few months ago. I almost wrote off the Criterion release, but it looks like it's a new 4K scan according to the Criterion site, so I'll be getting it. Yeah, we're going to get into that. That is one of the titles that I am absolutely most excited about even though I don't know a whole lot about it. I've heard about that film, I know who's in it, and I know who directed it. And that alone is the reason that I am super excited about it. And I cannot wait to experience that film on 4K. So Dell saying hello to Jordo, Adrian, Laren, and anyone that he missed. Saying hello to everybody. Adrian said, my father passed away in 2013, and I still think about him. Yes, yes, all the time. I mean, just the lessons that you learn, from your dad. It's just, it's the kind of thing that it stays with you, and you're just thankful. It just is a reminder to be thankful for the time you have with the people that are important to you, however long that is. And everyone's story, is different from those who've, had their fathers until they were, you know, old and late in life. Um, an example of that is Michael Douglas. His father, Kirk Douglas, lived to be like about 100 years old. And he had his father into his 70s. And then you have others who lose their father at a younger age or or somewhere in between. But whatever stage that is for you, there are some great lessons to be learned, from dear old dad. Let's see. What's up, Dell to Adrian? Let's see. Speaking of Hitchcock, the Lifeboat Blu-ray is going out of print, but you can get it from Kino for $9.99. Okay. I'll have to keep that in mind. I will have to keep that one in mind. Saying hello to Dell. Related to Hitch, I believe North by Northwest does not have a 4K. I think you're right. That is a film that definitely needs a 4K. And that is a film I will gladly jump on as soon as it comes to 4K. That's a great one of the great Cary Grant films in Hitch's filmography. See Holland saying, "Hey, how are you doing, Holland? Good to see you as always." See Dell says, "I have a Hitchcock 15 movie collection on DVD. All the ones I watched looked terrible." Yeah, exactly. I mean, some of those old DVD editions, they look horrible, and then you see these nice Criterion Collection, Blu-ray editions of those films, and it really makes you appreciate, the age we live in today. Laren says hello to Holland, saying hello. Every people saying hello to each other. So Laren said, "This will be my first Father's Day without my dad. Not sure what I'll do on Sunday." Yeah, I definitely feel you, Laren. I mean, it's just remember him. He will always be with you. So the Colombian Thunder, as a huge fan of David Bowie, I can't wait to get Moonage Daydream. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too, for a number of reasons, but I'll get into that when we see that title. See, hey, Holland Dell says Culture Trini. The Trial is one of my favorite films from Wells, and we'll definitely grab that on day one. This is from Hunter. All right. Yeah, I love it. I love Orson Welles. Gare of the Thousand Books. Hitty. Okay. And Luke, I am your father. Got to love David Bowie in The Man Who Fell to Earth. Yeah, how many of you got that? That was a Best Buy exclusive steelbook recently, wasn't it? Or was it a different film? I think it was The Man Who Fell to Earth. I didn't pick that one up. Stephen Jones says, hello, James. I'm pretty excited about these September titles, particularly the David Bowie biopic and La Bamba. Yeah, I'm excited about La Bamba too. And, when I think about the true story behind it, about the story of Richie Valens, I don't have a lot of familiarity with it. I've seen and heard about that film over the years, but I never like watched the movie. So this will be a great opportunity to dive into that film and learn more about his story, a life, tragically cut short very, very soon. Sorry to hear about that, Laren. Yes. That definitely can empathize with you, Laren. Yes, North by Northwest and The Searchers need 4Ks. They were both shot in VistaVision and would look amazingly. Yeah, I think North by Northwest, given the way that film was shot, if that is brought to 4K, well, not if, when it's brought to 4K, if they do it right on the restoration work, it's going to look absolutely phenomenal. It's going to look phenomenal. Let's see. Thank you, Dell. Yep. Hope they announce Hitchcock's Volume 3 set soon. Seems like we're overdue for one. Yeah, I think we are overdue for it. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know, but I would be surprised if we don't hear something about that within the next 6 months. I mean, we should hear something about that sometime this year, I would hope. We shall see. Fingers crossed. Hey, Laren Legend, yo, Adrian, and what's up, Trini, says Holland. And Dell saying hey to Trini. And then La Bamba 4K is mind blowing. Well, La Bamba's Blu-ray edition, of course, this month. It would have been nice if they were announcing it for 4K, but it's a Blu-ray edition. Let's see. Ethan says, I saw La Bamba in the theater as a kid. I'm interested to see if I'll like it as an adult. Okay. I'm excited to get Princess Bride Criterion 4K, another monster announcement. The Princess Bride, folks. All right, so I think I've gotten caught up on the chat. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go and check out these titles. I really want to hear what you all think about these titles. Let's go. Let's not waste one more second. Let's get into this. I'm going to share my screen. Let's go to the Criterion Collection site, and here we are. This is what we like to see every month. September titles announced. So you can just put in August or July or whatever month is the current month. But this is the September titles. That's what we want to see. And before I click on the pre-order, let's scroll down here and look at the Criterion site. The folks in New York, what they are giving us. Time Bandits came out on 4K. This is another title, folks, that every year, twice a year, when I go into that Barnes & Noble or the Barnes & Nobles here in the Atlanta metro area that I go to, I see Time Bandits. And when it first came out on Blu-ray, it had that nice lenticular edition, but I've never picked up Time Bandits because I just didn't know if this was a type of film that was my cup of tea. So let me know in the comments if you recommend Time Bandits. It's got a new 4K edition from Criterion, and I'm just debating whether or not I want to pick it up. This is a Terry Gilliam film, and Terry Gilliam films can be kind of hit or miss for me. I mean, I love 12 Monkeys. The Fisher King is my favorite of his. I got the Adventures of Baron Munchausen earlier this year, and it was okay. I think if you love the film, that 4K edition is phenomenal. So you know, he makes some interesting films. This one looks kind of quirky to me, but let me know if that's a film you would recommend. The Servant, this is a title that I'm very much looking forward to picking up during the July sale. I think it's coming out in June. And then this is Method Acting with Paul Newman. But yeah, they got some good stuff going on the Criterion site. The latest being the September titles announced. So let's go in and check these out. This is a scene from, I don't know what this is a scene from, but we see that she is very happy about these titles that are coming soon, and she is no more happy than we are. So before we get into the September slate, let's take a look at what is coming here later this month in June. So next week is these two titles here, The Servant and Medicine for Melancholy. So The Servant is the film by Joseph Losey. Medicine for Melancholy is a Barry Jenkins film. He's the director of Moonlight, the Academy Award-winning picture that almost got the Oscar stolen from them by La La Land until they corrected the error on stage. But yeah, these two titles are coming out next week. These are two titles that I will likely be picking up in the July sale. And then this title right here, this is one of those monster titles. This is Pasolini 101, this wonderful looking box set, collector's set of films from Pasolini from the 1960s. So I'm debating about whether or not I'm going to pick that one up. And then we get into the July slate, which is a incredible slate. You have The Watermelon Woman, After Hours, the Martin Scorsese film on 4K. You have this renowned Westerns, 5 films directed by Bud Bodeker. These are on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray. I am so excited about this Western set, I cannot even tell you. I'm excited to upgrade my Blu-ray edition of Breathless into 4K in the month of July. And I'm really excited about this Carl Franklin film, One False Move. So exciting stuff in July. Then we get Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. This is one of my favorite Kurosawa films. It's coming out on 4K. We're getting Dim Sum from Wayne Wong. This is the same director who gave us Chan is Missing. Fantastic film. We get this Swedish box set of Bo Widerberg films. And we get this very interesting film, Dry Lungo, from director Colleen Smith. So those titles are coming out in the month of August. So now, what is coming out in September? Well, what's coming out is this top row up here. And we got one title coming out September the 5th. We got a title coming out September the 12th, a title coming out on the 19th, and then 2 titles to close out the month on September the 26th. So without any further ado, let's jump into the first one right here, which is a big one. This is The Princess Bride. This is the Rob Reiner film, the beloved film from 1987. That is a high-spirited adventure that pits true love against inconceivable odds. The Princess Bride has charmed legions of fans with this irreverent gags, eccentric ensemble, and dazzling swordplay. A kid, Fred Savage, homesick from school, grudgingly allows his grandfather, Peter Falk, to read him a dusty storybook, which is how we meet the innocent Buttercup, Robin Wright, in her breakout role, about to marry the nefarious Prince Humperdinck, Chris Sarandon, though her heart belongs to Wesley, Carrie Ells. The wedding plans are interrupted, however, by a mysterious pirate, a vengeful Spaniard, and a good-natured giant in a tale full of swashbuckling, romance, and outrageously hilarious spoofery. Directed by Rob Reiner from an endlessly quotable script by William Goldman, The Princess Bride reigns as a fairy tale classic. All right, this is an exciting title because this is a wonderful classic movie that is endlessly quotable. This is a really, really nice film. I actually have the Blu-ray edition in this wonderful book that came out in 2018. And this Blu-ray edition came out in 2018. At the time, it had a new 4K digital restoration at that time. So there was a 4K restoration that was done for this Blu-ray edition that came out. And it's basically a storybook. See here, The Princess Bride is in the form of a storybook. And it is a wonderful edition. The question that I have, and we'll read in here to see if there's any clues to this, will the new 4K edition be in the same storybook format? That I do not know. But for this Blu-ray edition, we have this wonderful storybook. On the back, you have the typical Criterion information that they print out for us with the special edition features, the summary of the film. But on the back here, it says, "As you wish." Now, I have not pulled this little card off, but it says, "As you wish" on the back, the famous line from the film. But this is just a phenomenal storybook edition that has essays in it. And of course, you have the Blu-ray disc right here. But I love the way this feels. It is an actual like little storybook. And this is a great edition from Criterion that I would normally recommend this Blu-ray edition. But now that this 4K edition has come out, I will have to recommend that you pick up the 4K edition. Now, as has been typical for most of these releases that are existing Criterion Collection Blu-ray editions that are being upgraded to 4K, it looks like the special edition features are the same as we had on the previous Blu-ray release. So,
what are you doing?
I'm doing a live stream on the Criterion September announcements, son. What are you doing?
What about the Miles Morales movie? That was the best movie.
Yeah.
Do something about that.
Yes, we saw across, son. We saw across the. No, that's my Chick-fil-A cookie. Go.
Can they see me?
No, yes, they can. And you're interrupting my stream, and they're probably laughing as we speak.
Everybody on there, you got no fans.
Oh, okay. All right. Teenagers, I tell you. But anyway, yeah. So I lost my train of thought. But anyway, so this is a fantastic edition. But as has been the case for most of these special editions that have been upgraded to 4K from Blu-ray, what you have here is the same special features that was on the Blu-ray edition. So I don't think we're getting any new special edition features other than a 4K disc. Now, the interesting thing to note is that it says 4K digital restoration instead of new 4K digital restoration that was on the Blu-ray. So I think they're using the same digital restoration that they used to make the Blu-ray 5 years ago. They're using that same restoration for this 4K edition. And it says 1 4K Ultra HD of the disc presented in Dolby Vision and 1 Blu-ray with the film and special features. And then all the other features, the commentary, the audio book. Now let's see if it says anything about the actual book itself.
You read?
What's that?
You read?
Yes. Go. Let the dog out. But you'll see here that it's just going to be the same features that we had on the Blu-ray. So if you already have this Blu-ray edition, then it's debatable whether or not you want to get the 4K. I know for me, I'm probably going to hold off on getting the 4K because I already have this excellent Blu-ray, has that great 4K digital restoration. The thing to note, though, is it will be available on 4K. The Blu-ray, it says here, is currently unavailable. So, but the DVD edition is still available. So those are the options that are out there right now. And it looks like, based on what they're showing here, that it will still be offered in this storybook edition. So that is good to know if this picture holds true. So that's The Princess Bride. So let's go to the next week, which is a film that I've seen every time I go to Barnes & Noble. I see this edition, Walkabout, this Nicholas Roeg film. And it says, Walkabout, a young sister and brother are abandoned in the harsh Australian outback and must learn to cope in the natural world without their usual comforts in this hypnotic masterpiece from Nicholas Roeg. Along the way, they meet an Aboriginal youth on his walkabout, a rite of passage in which adolescent boys are initiated into manhood by journeying into the wilderness alone. Walkabout is a thrilling adventure as well as a provocative rumination on time and civilization. So this is also a 4K upgrade of an existing Blu-ray. It's available on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD. So that's good to know. And I don't have the Blu-ray edition of Walkabout, but my guess would be, and y'all can confirm this, I think the special features are probably the same as was on the Blu-ray edition. So you have a new 4K digital master. You have a 4K disc with Dolby Vision HDR. You have the audio commentary, the interviews, and you've got a documentary. So nice looking special features. This is an upgrade of spine number 10 in the Criterion Collection, and this is coming out on Tuesday, September the 12th. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing and come out here and see what you all are saying out there. What are y'all saying out there? Besides laughing at my son photobombing or bombing my live stream here. Let's see. Where did I leave off here? Let's see where I left off in the chat. La Bamba is mind-blowing. La Bamba is mind-blowing. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I really am. I saw La Bamba in the theater as a kid. I'm interested to see if it'll like it as an adult. Yes. Princess Bride on 4K. So I love Time Bandits. Okay. I'll have to decide if I'm going to pick that up or not. I'm just not sure. I'll be getting the Arrow version. Okay. Dell says, I love Time Bandits as a kid, but haven't seen it since the late 80s. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen it. Got to see any Losi on Criterion. Okay. The Watermelon Woman looks great. That is good to know. Got to check out the Pasolini. Okay. I've been going through the Rand Den Win films, and they are so good. Yeah, those Westerns. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them. I have not seen any of those Westerns, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Lane says, I almost picked up The Princess Bride during the last flash sale and looking forward to the 4K. Okay. See, in that case, you made the right decision to not get the Blu-ray edition. Now you're getting a great 4K edition. So Colombian Thunder says, hi, laugh out loud. Haha, hey, yeah, he's a handful. Leave your dad's cookie alone. Yeah, this is my Chick-fil-A cookie here. Like, I'm eating this. I already got you 6 of them. Give me one of them. So anyway, he's a mess. See, Dell, yep, teenagers, yep. See, I only have a studio release of The Princess Bride, so I might have to upgrade. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. This Criterion Blu-ray edition is based on the 4K restoration from 2018, and it's excellent. It looks great. So the question is, how much of a visual upgrade is that 4K going to be? Putting it on a 4K disc and seeing native 4K resolution, it's undoubtedly going to be better, but how much better is it going to be is really the question. Walkabout is a masterpiece. Can't recommend it though. I'm sorry, can't recommend it enough. Okay, great. I may pick it up. Walkabout is definitely an interesting film. Wish I had waited for the 4K. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick that one up. Walkabout has a great cover, 100%. Princess Bride is one of the coziest movies ever. Okay. And Glenda Jackson, oh, just died. Good day to watch Sunday Bloody Sunday if you haven't. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting us know that. So yeah, we've got 2 titles down, 3 to go. Let's see what we have here. I hope y'all are enjoying the festivities. Yeah, this is a really strong month for Criterion. Very strong month. I'm really digging it. So yeah, Walkabout. This is the cover, and it really is cool. This kid with the pole there, the burning car, the moon. I mean, it really is an impressive cover. So yeah, Princess Bride, 4K, September the 5th, 2023. The next week, Walkabout, coming out on September the 12th. These are both 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack upgrades of existing editions in the Criterion Collection. I think in both cases, the special features are the same that exist on the Blu-ray edition. So if you already have those Blu-ray editions, just know that there's no new special features that we know of. I would continue to monitor the Criterion site for any updates in that regard, though. All right. So that's September the 5th and September the 12th. And then we get over to one title that I am super excited about, probably the title I am most excited about of all 5 of these titles. So let's jump right into it. And interestingly enough, I don't know hardly anything about it except 2 things. I know that Orson Welles is the director, big green check, and Anthony Perkins is starring in it. So big green check there. That's all I need to know that this is one I'm very intrigued about and want to learn more about. So this is Orson Welles' The Trial. This is a feverishly inspired take on Franz Kafka's novel. Orson Welles' The Trial casts Anthony Perkins as the bewildered office drone Joseph K., whose arrest for an unspecified crime plunges him into a menacing bureaucratic labyrinth of guilt, corruption, and paranoia. Exiled from Hollywood and creatively unchained, Welles poured his ire at the studio system, McCarthyism, and all forms of totalitarian oppression into this cinematic statement, one of his boldest and most personal in the film that he himself considered his greatest. Dizzying camera angles, expressionistic lighting, increasingly surreal locations, Welles unleashed the full force of his visual brilliance to convey the nightmarish disorientation of a world gone mad. I'm in. I'm in day one. I'm not even going to wait for the November sale. I'm getting this when it comes out in September. This is a brand new edition in the Criterion Collection of an Orson Welles film. It is from 1962, 2 years after Anthony Perkins starred in Psycho, the Alfred Hitchcock masterpiece. He starred in this film, directed by Orson Welles. This film apparently was shot in France, Italy, and Yugoslavia. So interesting locations. It's 118 minutes. It's in black and white, and it is a new spine number in the collection, spine 1191. It's going to be available on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack and on Blu-ray. Note that a DVD option is not available for this title. So that's something to keep in mind because there's a lot of people out there. A lot of you are Criterion Collection collectors and you just collect DVD. So just note that this edition will not be available on DVD. It'll be available on 4K and on Blu-ray. Now, what we get here is a new 4K digital restoration, which is great to see, of this 1962 black and white film. We're getting one 4K Ultra HD disc of the film and one Blu-ray with the film and special features. Now, there's no mention here of HDR. So I don't see Dolby Vision, don't see HDR10, don't have any mention of HDR. So don't know for sure if that's going to be beyond this edition or not. I just would advise you to continue to refer back to the Criterion site, refer back here. This will be the official source of the information about this release. It will include a new audio commentary from Joseph McBride. There's a documentary from 1981 called Filming the Trial. says archival interviews with Wells, actor Jean Moreau. Great to see that. That is great. Classical French actress and director of photography Edmund Richard. So I'm looking forward to seeing those interviews. And there's an essay by Jonathan Lethem. So yeah, so this looks really fascinating. Let's play a few seconds of this trailer.
This doesn't concern myself. It's not my own private affair.
Whom does it concern?
My nephew. I brought him here with me.
Oh?
Joseph Kane.
Whom? Joseph Kane. I didn't notice. So you came to see me about this case. That's good. It's a most interesting affair.
Careful now, Joseph.
And you know about my case already?
How's that? I didn't understand.
I'm the one that doesn't understand.
It is your case, isn't it? You want to consult me about?
Of course it is. What's wrong with you,
I think
Joseph?
Hassler seems to have heard about me and my case before we even thought of coming here.
Oh, in the city.
So very interesting. You see some of the images from the film, you know, these interesting camera angles, surrealistic photography. So this is definitely gonna be a visual feast, and it's gonna be all on 4K Ultra HD. And I am really, really looking forward to it. It's got an audio commentary, which will be very interesting to listen to, and got some nice archival interviews as well, and a nice documentary. So this is the title that I'm most excited about for the month of September. So let me stop sharing, come back out here and see what you all think about this. Let's see. I highly recommend Kafka's book. Okay. Very interested in the trial, says Laren. Hopefully October releases is strong with some horror films. How about a Criterion version of George Romero's Dawn of the Dead? Hey, you never know. I mean, we got Night of the Living Dead. Why not Dawn of the Dead, right? Let's see. It is unreal how great the trial is. Every shot is insane looking painting. Okay. Have you seen Chimes at Midnight, James? You mean this one right here? Yes. Yes. Speaking of that, that's a good segue, actually. And I have Citizen Kane downstairs in the basement, but Criterion Collection recommendations time. So this is an Orson Welles film, The Trial. Looking forward to picking that up on 4K Ultra HD. But here are some other excellent additions from one of my absolute favorite directors of all time, the director of Citizen Kane, the 4K edition that I highly recommend. If you don't have Citizen Kane on 4K and you're into classic films, pick that one up. Great edition. Also, The Magnificent Ambersons, this famous film of his. Fantastic film from 1942. This is spine number 952. Highly recommend that. Othello, based upon The Bard, the Shakespearean play. Great edition from spine 870, 1950. It includes the 1952 and 1955 versions. So that's a great edition. Chimes at Midnight, that Laren is just mentioned here. So see, I've always heard great things. Yes, and it is very good and highly recommended. It is 830, spine 830, and it is from 1966, and it's 116 minutes. It's really, really good. And this is where Orson Welles plays Falstaff, and it's just fantastic. So it's the crowning achievement of Orson Welles' extraordinary cinematic career. Chimes at Midnight was the culmination of the filmmaker's lifelong obsession with Shakespeare's ultimate rapscallion, Sir John Falstaff. So definitely recommend this one here. If you're a fan of Orson Welles and you like Shakespeare, definitely get Othello and get Chimes at Midnight. And then this is a really, really interesting one, folks. F for Fake. This is a fascinating film from Orson Welles. It's from 1975. It's spine number 288. And it says F for Fake, trickery, deceit, magic. And F for Fake, a free-form sort of documentary by Orson Welles. Legendary filmmaker and self-described charlatan gleefully re-engages with the essential preoccupation of his career, the tenuous lines between illusion and truth, art and lies. Really fascinating watch. F for Fake. So more recommendations of Criterion titles of Orson Welles films in the collection for this upcoming July sale that's coming out that is going to be before us very soon, I believe. The trial is an interesting one for sure, Laren. Yep. We're almost at Spine 1200. Yeah, almost there. Fastly approaching. Lane says, I'm most excited about the trial. I wish they had included in the novel as one of the special features like the Furies and Picnic at Hanging Rock. Yeah, that would have been nice. Island 007-100 says, very happy that Orson Welles was so well represented in the collection. I hope Mr. Arkadin. Yeah, I've not seen that, but I would love to see that come back into print and get a nice edition. That would be very nice. As well as The Third Man. How about that? Fingers crossed for that someday. Man, I wish I could sound like Orson Welles. Yeah, what a rich voice he had. Mega Mike, the movie man, has got a mega movie plan. Hope everyone is having a great day. We absolutely are, and hope you are as well, Mike, holding down the fort on the West Coast. All right, so we've got 3 titles down, September 5th, September 12th, and September 19th. We got 2 more titles coming out at the end of the month. So let's jump right into those, and then we'll go to some more comments and wrap this thing up, get you back to your Thursday night, watching whatever it is you're watching, doing whatever you're doing, get you ready to jump into your Friday and the weekend. What are you all into this weekend? I think I'm going to meet one of my college friends from the University of Georgia, Bulldogs. Going to meet him for lunch tomorrow. Got to figure out where, though. I'm going to text him afterwards as to where we're going to meet for lunch. Let's see. La Bamba is the next title. This title is coming out September the 26th. It's one of 2 titles coming out September the 26th. And this is where we get into the new filmmakers in the collection. So the new filmmakers in the collection got 2 releases coming out on this day, September the 26th. And they're both from directors getting their first titles in the Criterion Collection. This is from Luis Valdez, and it is his 1987 film La Bamba. So this is basically Lou Diamond Phillips starring in this story about the life of Ritchie Valens. So it says here, the brief but incandescent life of rock and roll trailblazer Ritchie Valens is immortalized in this enthralling biopic from another Mexican-American icon, Luis Valdez, the father of Chicano cinema. With sweetness and swagger, Lou Diamond Phillips embodies the 1950s California teenager who, forged by his fiercely supportive mother, Rosanna DeSoto, and rebellious brother, Isai Morales, rises from his farm working roots to chart-topping fame in the early days of rock until one fateful night that haunts music history. Propelled by a hip, shaking soundtrack featuring Los Lobos and Carlos Santana, La Bamba captures the electric vitality of an artist who bridged cultures to create his own American dream. Ritchie Valens was only 8 months in his career before he passed away in a plane crash that also took, I believe, Buddy Holliday and others. And just at the age of 17, life cut short so soon. I've never seen this film, but I'm really looking forward to checking it out. It's going to be available on Blu-ray. So that's the thing to know. It's not a 4K edition. It's on Blu-ray, no DVD option. So definitely keep coming back to the Criterion site to see, if that changes or if this is what it is. But right now, as of now, it is coming out on Blu-ray, and it's got a new 4K restoration. It's approved by the director with 5.1 surround sound. You've got audio commentaries. So it looks like we get a couple of commentaries here, which is great. You get a new interview with the director, Luis Valdez, a conversation between Valdez and filmmaker Robert Rodriguez. From El Rey Networks, The Director's Chair. We get a making of program, audition footage. So some nice looking special features in this edition. Of course, you see Lou Diamond Phillips, singing there or appearing to sing, some pictures. So I'm really looking forward to checking out this story of Ritchie Valens, who is an artist that I know really next to nothing about. And I think this biopic is going to be very, very fascinating to watch. Let's just play just a snippet of this clip here.
Well.
sweetheart.
I don't see what's wrong with some of those takes, man. That's the way I sing.
It's got to be clean, Richie. Each take has to be identical.
Why?
So that we can edit later. Look, this is in Mexico.
Who said it was?
I live there. I understand the tradition of the son. They're always changing the lyrics.
Look, man, I've never even been to Mexico. My music is my music, huh?
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to checking this out, folks. I mean, this is definitely a tale that I think will be fascinating to see. So let me know in the comments if you are planning to pick up La Bamba. All right. Now, the last title coming out is from another director who's getting a first entry in the Criterion Collection. This is Brett Morgan, and it is a film about the life of one of a famous musician, David Bowie, who passed away in 2016. It's called Moonage Daydream. So this is Brett Morgan's film, Moonage Daydream, and it's an ecstatic voyage through the creative and spiritual universe of David Bowie. Moonage Daydream is a fittingly unclassifiable tribute to the shape-shifting rock iconoclast and his singular sound and vision. Exploding the conventions of the music documentary, director Brett Morgan remixes dazzling, never-before-seen footage of the artist throughout his career, reveling in his otherworldly presence while revealing the restless philosophical inquiry that guided his myriad metamorphoses. Graced with soulful narration by Bowie, this immersive audiovisual head rush transmits the essence of a phenomenon that cannot be explained, only experienced. So this is going to be on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray combo pack, and on Blu-ray. Again, no DVD option based on what we see right now. It's coming out September the 26th, as well as La Bamba. It is from 2022, 134 minutes, color and black and white, and it is a new spine number in the collection, spine number 1192. So it is including a 4K digital master supervised by the writer, director, editor, and producer Brett Morgan. So he's wearing a lot of different hats. The important thing to note is that this has Dolby Atmos audio. So this is going to have Dolby Atmos and stereo soundtracks. So if you got that Atmos set up, this edition is going to cater to that. One 4K Ultra HD of the disc and one Blu-ray with the film and special features. So it's a 4K disc. There's no mention of HDR. So keep note of that. There's an audio commentary. There's a Q&A with Morgan, the filmmaker Mark Romanek, and musician Mike Garson at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. Interview with recording mixers David Giamarco and Paul Massey, a trailer and an essay by critic Jonathan Romney, and a collectible poster insert. Okay, so very interesting. You see a little bit of David Bowie here.
Are you there, David?
You're aware of a deeper existence.
Are you there, David? Are you there, David?
Maybe a temporary reassurance that indeed there is no beginning, no end. And you find yourself...
More to come. I'm looking forward to checking this out. You know, this reminds me of, and I'm sure it's totally different, but it reminds me of things like the Velvet Underground, The Last Waltz. I like these musical experiences that Criterion presents to us, you know, documentary musicals or concerts. I just love those. And this is an example of that. And I'm looking forward to it. I know very little bit about it. I know very little about it other than that it's about David Bowie. And so I'm ready to dive into this thing and check it out. Let me know if you've seen this, and if so, what you think about this particular film. This is Moonage Daydream from Brett Morgan about David Bowie, and it looks like a fascinating edition from Criterion coming out Tuesday, September the 26th, along with La Bamba, wrapping up the slate of titles coming out September 2023 from the Criterion Collection. So let me go back out here to the comments here and see what you're saying. Let's see. What do we have here? Okay, let's see. Jordan's saying, hey to Mike. Mike. I was sad to hear the death today of the great Glenda Jackson. I hear more of her movies get Criterion editions. I hope more of her movies get Criterion editions soon. Yes, indeed. Who owns The Third Man right now, rights-wise? We need a 4K. Yeah. I'm not sure Studio Canal does. I'm not sure. Think you'll pick up the trial, Holland? Question him. I remember watching La Bamba during Spanish class in high school. Yep. Had the DVD of The Third Man, maybe my favorite film. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that film. Island 007-100 says Studio Canal did a 4K restoration of The Third Man in 2015, but it never got a US release. Hopefully soon. Yeah. La Bamba is great. Wish on 4K though. The music is awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that one out, Mike, for sure. La Bamba is so good and sad at the same time. It really is. I mean, you know the end of the story. Cut off so soon. It just makes you wonder. It's almost like that James Dean feeling. You're always left wondering. It's like, what could have been? That we'll never know, right? But we can just enjoy what we have in the time that they were here with us. Disappointed it's only getting a Blu-ray. Yeah, I would agree. The Buddy Holly story would be a good Criterion, even better film than La Bamba, and Gary Busey is amazing in it before he went nuts. Yeah. Definitely got to get La Bamba, says Methuselah. We'll be getting Moonage. Do we know the difference in special features between this new edition and the one that came out several months ago? I do not. I would look on Blu-ray.com and check out the special features there, and then compare that to what's on the Criterion site and help to make your decision. Agree with you about the trial. Only one I am getting that month. Enough with the 4K upgrades with no new features or artwork. I understand, Michael. Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. And I tend to be selective about it. I do upgrade some of those for the ones that I really love the most, like Blowout. No brainer for me. Upgrade. If they upgrade Thief and Medium Cool to 4K, I will absolutely upgrade those because I love those films. So, but other upgrades, Night of the Living Dead, not necessary for me to upgrade to 4K. The Beatles, Hard Day's Night, I'm happy with my Blu-ray edition. So you sort of pick and choose which ones you want to upgrade. If there's one thing James loves, is a good rock documentary. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Studio Canal did a great Blu-ray of Grand Illusion. It would be great to see a 4K of that. It would indeed. Spine #1 in the Criterion Collection, Grand Illusion, would be fantastic. Not a Criterion title, but I'm going to watch Rain Man tonight. Okay, that came out on 4K recently. So yeah, and I need to pop in the player. What am I popping in the player tonight? Probably this. It's probably going in the player. And then on Saturday, I'm hoping my 4K Kino of this comes. Fingers crossed. It got delayed. It was supposed to come out. It's supposed to come on my doorstep last week. Then they sent an update, delivery estimate update. It's coming out a week later. So hopefully they will hold to that. So those are the titles coming out in the month of September. Let's do a quick recap, and then we're going to be out of here, folks. Hope that you have enjoyed this. But let's go back here and check this out. We got 5 titles coming out in September. The Princess Bride on 4K is an upgrade of this existing edition in the Criterion Collection. Looks like you're still getting this nice, beautiful book that is a super, super nice touch. It's pretty unique in the collection. Coming out on 4K. If you don't already have the Blu-ray edition, it is an absolute no-brainer to get that 4K edition when it comes out on 4K Blu-ray combo pack. Walkabout is a 4K upgrade of Spine #10 in the Criterion Collection, the Nicholas Roeg film. Nicholas Roeg is the same director who gave us Don't Look Now, which I would recommend this edition, except that it is out of print now. It's Spine #745 in the Criterion Collection. This is starring Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland, the film from 1973. Great film from Nicholas Roeg. This was about the same time he did Walkabout, the early 1970s. So Walkabout's getting a 4K on September the 12th. The Trial, the title I'm most excited about, coming out September the 19th, starring Anthony Perkins, directed by Orson Welles. La Bamba coming out on Blu-ray, and then Moonage Daydream. So those are the 5 titles coming out in the month of September. I'm really super excited about these titles. Let me know what you think in the comments section below about these titles that are coming out. So I'm going to get these last comments, and then we're gonna be out of here, folks. I got to let you guys get to the rest of your evening here.
Big Dad.
So let's see. Jordo says, great stream tonight, James. A blast as always. Thank you very much. I watched Blue is the Warmest Color last week since it's Pride Month and really enjoyed it. Great. Yeah, I've heard that's a great addition. I have not picked that one up yet. Thanks for the great video, James. Thank you for joining Gear of 1,000 Books. And can't wait to hear your thoughts on John Wick 4, James. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'm looking forward to seeing this so much. You know, my son, when he crashed the party here a few minutes ago, he did mention Across the Spider-Verse. We watched that in the theater over the weekend, and let's see, my mind exploded. I mean, what a great addition. What a great film. I was so inspired by Across the Spider-Verse. I went back and watched Into the Spider-Verse, and I've fallen in love with that series now. I am all in and cannot wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse in March. So I enjoyed the live stream, James. The most exciting part was when your son knocked your cap off and tried to steal your cookie. Yeah. It's like I understand. Janet, thank you, James. Thank you, Janet. Good night, James, and have a good weekend. You too, Adrian. I'll be watching John Waters movies all month for Pride. Awesome, Jordo. And what's an animated movie you like? Also, my John Wick 4 review should be coming out late tonight. Well, animated movie, Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse films. So anyway, folks, thank you all for joining tonight. September is an exciting month for the Criterion Collection. Great titles coming out. Be looking for us to talk even more about the upcoming sale with some great recommendations coming your way. I also plan to do a review of this wonderful edition from the Criterion Collection pretty soon. Martin Scorsese World Cinema Project #4. So be on the lookout for that. But I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday night, a fantastic Friday, and a great weekend. Have an awesome Father's Day, and we'll look to see you next time at the movies. Peace. Have a great